Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gigi, and as y'all can tell by the title, um, I promise y'all these videos. Last week I did get sick, so and something happened, an injury with my son that I had to bring him to the hospital. So that's why I didn't end up posting another video. But we're back and better, and today is Wednesday, and yeah, so as you could tell by the title, it's about to be about sperm donor, my real father. So I wrote down a long time ago in my reminders what I was actually gonna like talk about. So this is all about my sperm donor, and um let's see. I told y'all in my adoption video that he was barely in my life. He was in my life until I was like 8 months old and then left because of drugs. And he just never wanted to be in my life. I do share the same father with another sibling. She's 2 years older than me. Um, so yeah, and then when, just to catch you guys up before I get really into it. So then he gave me, my aunt adopted me and then never seen him again, never heard of him, blah, 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 right? Then when around, I was like 12 years old, she was like 14, like around there, I would go to my grandmother's, and we would call him because we wanted to know about him. We wanted to see, I feel like everybody wants to know about their real parent and stuff. So we would talk to him here and there and all that, and it was all good, conversations and stuff. And then I don't know, it just ended. He always moved. He never was around. He always made like these little promises of like, yeah, we're gonna see each other and this. And he knew where we was. He knew we never moved anything. Like it was the same stuff. And then it just died down. And then it just never, never, like we never talked to him ever again. And then at one point, I think one point when we got like a little older, we wanted to look for him, and we was telling like our real mother like, if she knows any info, da da da. And I guess we tried to look for him and just never, looked for him. Never got the chance to actually get like know him or like find him or whatever. Then fast forward, this happened. Let me get the correct info first. The reason why I cannot and will not ever see my sperm donor ever in my life. Okay, right here. So this is what shocked me. This was in 2023. I haven't spoke on it because it did really hurt me a lot. I did, like I said, I did have a dad growing up, but that did raise me with my mom that adopted me. But you always want to find out your real father. I just feel like if you're in the same situation as me, you'll want to know. Um, I think it's different circumstances and everything. Like I wanted to know. I was eager. I ended up finally finding him. So I'm pretty sure I told y'all when I was pregnant with my daughter, 3 years ago, me and my sister kept looking for him, whatever. Then we finally found him, and then we got his number, reached out. He was in Puerto Rico, whatever the case is. So I guess same old, same old. He was like sober, not sober, on drugs. If y'all know about drugs, y'all know that the mental state is not always there, and it's a really bad addiction, and not everyone's gonna understand it, but if you have family, friends that has been through it and all that, and then you'll understand. Some people want to change their lives and do change their lives, and then there's a lot of people that don't. So in my case, and he's not just the only one. Like I said, I grew up this way. My real mother did it. My brothers, my father that raised me, my mother that raised me, that adopted me. A lot of my family members do drugs, so it's like I grew up that way. So it's nothing new to me. December 19th, I found out. I had to go back up. December 19th, 2023, I found out that my father murdered his partner. I got told that he was on a lot of drugs, pills, like all types of, drugs. And he had an argument with her. And in the argument, I guess he thought she was sleeping with his brother or whatever the case is. And he ended up getting, murdering her. It ended up being all over the news. I seen it in Puerto Rico, inside the, on the news and everything. I ended up telling my sister and all that. And when I found that out, I just was in shock because I had these plans we had these plans, literally to go to Puerto Rico and go see him. And I would talk to him on FaceTime. I would literally, he'll text me, he'll call me, and it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was here and there and all that. And he was saying he was going to change his life around, and it's hard, but he's on probation. Mind you, he was already prior to that, he was already on probation while doing this. But when you're on drugs, you're not in the right state of mind. And, when you do too much, or you mix and dabble and all that, it's not good. So anyways, yeah, he did that. And when I found out, I remember I was here and I just, my heart ripped out my chest. I'm probably going to get emotional. But my heart, I felt like my heart ripped out my chest because it was like I had all these plans on going to see him, going to see that side of the family that don't know us. We don't know them. We never got to meet them. So it was just like a thing in me that I was excited to go do and see. I just had so many plans, and I wanted him to meet my kids and, stuff like that. But it was devastating. That day I was hurt, very, very hurt. I was just crying. I couldn't stop crying. I told my sister, I told her everything that happened. And, my life is different. So, she lives in Massachusetts and I don't. I live in, Louisiana and everything. And she lives, far, far, far away. So, I told her and all that. And, I wasn't, it was just a shock because it was something that we really, really wanted to go do. I feel like for me, I can't speak for her, but for me personally, it was really, it hurt me to the core because I really wanted to meet him. I really had these plans. He was actually FaceTiming me. I got to see my grandmother. I got to see, how he lived. I got to see, his broken leg, his fake, leg. We bonded in those moments in that year a little bit, and it was good. It was good to finally see who actually is my real father, because I never knew what he looked like. I never knew anything growing up. So it was very devastating, and it's sad. He's gonna do his whole life in jail. He's gonna die in jail. So he's not gonna get out. He's not gonna have no probation or anything. It is, I think for me, after that, I just was like, okay, I would check, I would hit up my cousin from Puerto Rico and be like, like get information and all that. And then at one point it was just like, oh, send one of my other cousins from over there. She kept telling me like, oh, send him money, this is the information, like da da da, like send him money, this and that. He needs all the support, this and that. And personally, me, I just felt like it was multiple times they kept telling me to send him money, and I just didn't feel right. Like, that didn't feel right in my soul to send somebody money that I do not know. Yeah, that's my dad, but he didn't raise me. He didn't do anything for me. I do not know this person. So why am I going to sit there and send money to somebody that I don't know, that never wanted to know me, that never tried to get to know me, that never did that? I'm making the effort as the child to want you in my life, to want to get to know you. And, this sad thing happened, and, you now you have to, deal with the consequences and stuff like that. And so then for like, I guess like a month or two, I was like, it hurt a lot. Like, it hurt a lot. And then I just was like, it is what it is. And then like I said, I would still check on him just to see, like, they were like, oh, he's good, he's gonna do trial, da da da, this and that. Then this year on January 17th, I wrote him. I finally got the courage to want to write him. And I did use a translator because he doesn't know English, so I used the translator to write everything in Spanish so he understands. So I'm going to read y'all what I wrote because I wrote it in my notes. So I think for me it was a little difficult too because, like, I don't know you, and I know I came from you. Like, I know you're my dad, but, like, now I know, but, like, I still don't know you. Like, just a little bonding on FaceTime and, like, chit-chatting for, like, an hour or whatever. It was lovely. It was beautiful. I thank God for it, but I also thank God for maybe this wasn't supposed to happen, Like, there's always something that happens. So maybe this wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe I wasn't supposed to meet him. Maybe, no matter how much good things I heard about him, maybe that's just something that I wouldn't. And I'm not going to say I can't never ever, because if I was to visit Puerto Rico and make a visitation, like, to go see him in jail, I could do that. But in all honesty, after this, what I read y'all, what I wrote him, I don't really have anything else to say or want or anything. So I'm gonna read y'all it. I put, hi dad, it's Jerissa, the one that is married and has kids. How are you doing? How is your mental health? I know there isn't much to talk about because you probably do the same thing every single day. Mind you, I've had people from my mother's side in jail consistently. My brothers, consistently. I know how to, I've wrote letters, my dad that raised me, my mom, she went to jail. So it's like, I kind of know what to say, but, like, I know that they don't really do much. So it's hard to, start conversation. To me, this was a little different because I don't know this person. So, yeah. Jail isn't fun, but how do you deal with everything every single day? I pray you are doing better mentally and physically. Well, I know we don't know each other, and I did have plans on meeting you one day, but I know that might not be able to happen anymore. So I guess we can get to know each other by writing to one another. Well, I'm glad I got to find you, and I know things are difficult for you, but I'm always here for you if you let me. I like an honest, respectful person because that's who I am. I do want to get to know you first before sending any type of money to you. It's just a respect thing for myself. What do you eat? Is there food good out there in jail? Do you get to go outside like a yard? What do you do on a daily basis? Can you tell me who my other sister is? Like, what's her name? Because he has another child with somebody else, but he was never in her life neither. Like, he was for a little bit and then he left. He did kind of the same thing he did with us, I guess. And I guess she lives in New York, and I've been dying to know her name and everything, and he won't tell me, and that side of the family won't tell me anything. So I said, so I can find her. I would love to get to know her if she lets me. Well, I'll send pictures next letter so you can see what me and my family look like. I just turned 30 on January 12th. Well, I love you and I pray for you. I mean, that was it. I get emotional. But that was it. And I translated all that in Spanish and sent it. And I waited and waited and waited and waited. I waited 3 to 4 months and I accepted. That's when I accepted, like, okay, I'm not going to get a letter. And now it's August. About to be September this week. And still nothing. It hurts me. Yeah. Because it's like, I tried and tried and tried and tried and kept trying until I couldn't try no more. And then my last straw was the letter. Just writing the letter. And in all honesty, I really think it was just about money. And I don't like that. Because if I would have sent money, I would have probably got a letter back. But because maybe I didn't send money, I'm not going to get nothing. But then I look at it as, he never raised you, Jerissa. You really think he wants to get to know you? You think he loves you? I don't think so. I'm getting emotional. And it hurts because as a little girl, that's something I always wanted. Was just to see who my real father was and want to get to know him and all that. And then when you finally find them and you put all this effort and when you was looking for them and then you think it's going well and then it ends up failing, it's very heartbreaking and it hurts a lot because it's like every little girl should want to have their dad in their life, depending on the situation. Every situation's different, but for me, I just wanted to know who he was. And I'm thankful for knowing the little bit that I know. I'm thankful for God letting me talk to him and finding him. I thank my daughter because she was a big part of it when I was pregnant with her. That's the only reason why I kept looking for him. And then when I finally found him, I just didn't want to let go. So I would consistently call him. I wrote him a letter. He got the letter when he was out in Puerto Rico. He read it. You know, it was beautiful. And we got to know each other on the phone. He's seen my kids. He said hi to them. And we had plans. And I'm grateful. I'm thankful for that. And I've accepted that, you know, he just doesn't want to be in my life. And I'm okay with that, you know. I don't even have the one that raised me in my life. So, like, I'm just thankful for the little bit of time that I got on the phone. And, you know, we don't know what the future holds. But I am thankful, too, when it comes to God. Because, obviously, it wasn't meant for me to meet him and go down to Puerto Rico. Like, don't get me wrong. I do want to go see the rest of my family. I want to meet my grandmother before she passes. Because she is the only grandmother on grandparent from his side. And you know, I don't know any of that side, but I would love to just go to Puerto Rico and meet my aunts and cousins and uncles and cousins and all that type of stuff. Like, I would love to. And maybe one day, you know, if that's aligned and that's in my story to go in my book, then that's what God's gonna let me do. And if it isn't, it isn't. I have some on social media. We don't talk. We just like each other's stuff. And it's hard because you don't know them. And then when you want to, I'm more of the type of person, like, I want to get to know you. I want to see what you're about. And I did for a little bit of them, like, and then it's just like, oh, whatever, like, we don't exist anymore. So, I don't know. I feel like how I feel with it, I've accepted. I accept everything. Like, it is what it is. It hurts talking about it, but I'm okay with it. I'm not really like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It is, I feel like it is what it is situation, and it just brought me a little stronger, and it's okay. I want y'all to know, if y'all in my shoes or something similar, don't force anybody to get to know you. Let them willingly, and don't ever think that it's your fault that they don't want to get to know you, because sometimes you do think it's your fault, and it isn't. It's more of a them situation, and some people are not mentally strong enough to be like that, to grow, to want to get to know you, no matter if you're their child. Okay, so don't ever think it's your fault. You're not the problem. Someone's gonna love you one day as their own daughter. No matter how old are you. Or you just accept it, and it is what it is type of deal. But yeah, that's the quick little story I have. Give it to God and leave it in His hands, because if it's meant, it's meant. If it isn't, it isn't. You will know. I feel like right now, for me, it's just a accepting thing, and it's okay. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't gonna send money to someone that I don't know personally. I'll send a letter, okay, yeah, that's nothing. But send money and I don't know you? No. Absolutely not. So you live, you learn, you grow. Some people are meant to stay in your life and some people isn't, and you just keep it that way. Talk to my aunt. My aunt messages me, his sister, and I message her back. She always wants to know how I'm doing and everything, and I love that for me, and I'm okay with that. I still want to look for my sister. I still want to get to know her, even if she doesn't want to get to know me. She would be the little sister, because then it will be her, me, and then my other sister, because she's the oldest. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Just remember, like I said, it's not your fault. Don't ever blame anything on yourself, especially that you didn't do anything wrong. You tried, and as long as you try, that's all that matters. So yeah, I love y'all. Tell me your story times. You can DM me, you can message me, you can comment down below. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. I love y'all. Mwah. Bye.